So first up, we've got the Game Week 4 review, and we're going to start with the blank, Kelleher. He is blanked in all of my games I've played him. The only game he did not blank was when I played Dubravka instead, and he got 5 points. So yeah, he's been a disaster. He is one of the players that I cannot wait to get rid of, and that can't come soon enough. And moving on to my defense, this is where the bulk of my points came from. They managed to get a total of 27 points between them. Yeah, really happy with this. It's not often you get so many points from your defense, so it's good when it does happen. As you can see, Virgil van Dijk got 8 points. He has now got 2 clean sheets in a row. He did manage to pick up 2 bonus points as well. I was expecting him to get a clean sheet against Burnley away, and he did so. And then we got Munoz. Munoz managed to pick up a clean sheet at 0.36 expected goals conceded, so really low. Sunderland didn't really pose a threat to Palace. Their defense is really solid, so I'm hoping I can get more clean sheets as the game weeks go on, and then whilst those clean sheets are being picked up, we can get some attacking returns as well to look for a double-digit haul. Then we've got Van der Ven. He managed to get a clean sheet and a goal. Really happy with this one because I was potentially going to change out Diouf and put in either Richards or Lacroix, but I decided against it because I just thought it might be a waste of a transfer. Van der Ven is against a poor West Ham side, so there's every chance that they can keep a clean sheet against them. They did so against City, so why not against West Ham? And it did play out that way, and I was rewarded by sticking with my guns and sticking with Van der Ven with a goal, and I saved a free transfer. So, and then moving on to my midfield, 3 of the 4 blanked really. I mean, you can call Anderson considering he got DEFCON points. The only option I had was to replace Sarr and put in his replacement instead of Anderson. But I thought if Anderson has been really close to getting DEFCON points in previous games, he's always been 1 or 2 points away from getting DEFCON points. What's the chances that he's going to get it against Arsenal? They'd be pretty high, right? So I thought, well, if he's going to get DEFCON points against Arsenal, which will make it 4 points, then the person I replace Sarr with will have to get 5 points to even make it worthwhile. And even then, you probably want more because you've used a free transfer to get that player in. So I just didn't see it being worthwhile. And so I'm really glad that he got the DEFCON points. And again, I got to keep the free transfer. And now I have 2 going into Game Week 5. Unfortunately, Fernandes, Reinders, they both blanked. Reinders should have scored. He went through on goal, put it wide of the post. Really disappointed with that. He's blanked in every game that I've had him so far, but he is only 5.7 million, so you don't expect your 5.7 million players to return every week. You just hope that they pick up points here and there. He does play for City, so he's going to get more chances than the usual 5.5 million player. I think they'll come. Maybe not again in the next fixture. I do think they'll come later on down the road. Then we've got Salah. A lot of people saying he's out of form, and I'd probably agree with him considering how ineffective he is overall in the game. However, you put Salah as captain because you know he pays 90, you know he takes penalties. So when it does happen, it's not really a surprise. It's just like, yeah, that's why I made him captain, you know? So whilst he's not performing, he has scored 2 goals and an assist in 4 games. So his bad form, he's still picking up returns. And that's all you can ask for, really. And then on to my strikers. And up top, we've got Watkins. He blanked again. Less said the better on him. I can't wait to get rid of him, along with Kelleher. Probably going to stick around for 1 more week. He's got Sunderland away, so 1 more week, and then we can be shot of him. And I probably won't have him in my team again, despite what he does going forward. Then we got Gyökeres. Gyökeres managed to get a goal. I brought him in really early last game week, just after game week 3 finished. Obviously, I noticed that Mark Gu was dropping in price, so I just got ahead of it and got Gyökeres in. I knew I was going to need him in a couple of weeks' time anyway, so I thought I'd get ahead of it. And he's returned, so that's great. So I've got ahead of the curve on the transfers in. I'm assuming he's going to get transferred in maybe after the Newcastle game. So yeah, I've got ahead of it. I've got some points on the board, and that can only be positive going forward when his fixtures turn and they get a lot easier. Then João Pedro, he's returned again, managed to get an assist this time. So really pleased with him. He's been the best pick out of the team. Had him in from the beginning. So yeah, really pleased that he's in the team. He's not going anywhere. So that's the team. That's where the points have come from. And with that, we managed to get 71 points, which saw us move up 250,000 places. There was one point where I was under a million. I think I was around 750k or 800 before the Man City game. But Haaland's goal has managed to push me back to 1.4 million. Crazy, just goes to show you how much a differential Haaland is right now. And he seems to be in form, so it's somebody I'm looking to get in the future. So overall, really happy with the week. Managed to get above the average score. My overall points are now 242 points, and yeah, really happy with how it's going so far, and let's hope it continues. So moving on to potential transfers for game week 5, and I've got Kelleher, who is a goalkeeper. I don't really want to use a free transfer on him. I've got the wild card coming up soon, so he can just stay in goal until then. Same with Watkins. He's got Sunderland away, so I'm not going to move him on just yet, but he will be out of my team in the next couple of weeks. So the only real transfer I'm looking at is potentially Sarr. I really want to keep Sarr. I just think he picks up goals and assists throughout the season. Whenever he plays, it doesn't matter who he plays against, he can get an attack in return. With that in mind, I don't really want to get rid of him, but I do want to use my bench boost before I wildcard. So with that in mind, my thoughts are to potentially replace Sarr with Yeremy Pino as a 1 game week gamble. As a Palace fan, I watched Yeremy play against Sunderland and he got a lot of chances. He had 2 really good chances that he should have scored from. One when he was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and the other was a deflected shot that fell to him and he put it on target, but it just deflected off a defender's heel and went over the bar. But had he put it in the other corner, it probably would have gone in. So on his home debut, he had 2 real good chances, finished off with an expected goal involvement of 0.76. He then went into the Millwall game midweek in the League Cup and again had a number of chances to score. Now, it doesn't sound like he's a very good finisher by what I'm saying, but the fact that he's getting into those positions so soon after joining the team, he hasn't actually trained with the team too much, yet he's still getting in these good positions to score, only bodes well going forward. And I think against a West Ham side, there could be a chance where he could get his first goal. They're poor defensively, so I'm expecting Palace to win the game because we are in form. Palace are in form. They believe it's now 14 or 15 games unbeaten, so I'm expecting a win. So where are those goals going to come from? The guy who's getting the chances. So I'm thinking it might be Yeremy. With the World Cup possibly being played in game week 6, I then can transfer him out and put in someone else anyway. So I'm possibly going to do a 1 free transfer from Sarr to Yeremy and then play the bench boost, because then I'll have Dubravka, Youth, Estev and Yeremy on the bench. 3 of those players have home ties, with Yeremy away from home against West Ham. Obviously Diouf is playing Palace as well, so it's a bit counterintuitive, but I'm just hoping he just gets the 2 points. Really, I don't really want to see anything else from him because I want Palace to win and I want him to keep a clean sheet. So yeah, not expecting too much from Diouf. That's my thoughts on the transfers. If I don't do that, I won't make a transfer and I'll then roll and have 3 transfers going into game week 6. And if I wildcard there, then yeah, just keep rolling until I get up to the 5, and then I'll make a decision on what I need to do, because I am not expecting to do a wildcard and then make transfers, because that would be a poor wildcard, right? Unless you're needing to because of injuries or suspensions, etc. So yeah, that's my potential transfer targets for game week 5. And let's move on to game week 5 team selection. So now I'm on game week 5 team selection and we're going with Kelleher in goal. He's up against Fulham away. They registered 1.09 goals per 90. So they're not the most attacking side. So there's every chance that Kelleher could keep a clean sheet, maybe get some save points. I'll be moving him on from game week 6 anyway, so it's the last game. So we're going with Kelleher away to Fulham. Then we got Van Dijk. He's playing Everton, and in the last 4 games at home to Everton, Liverpool haven't conceded a goal, winning all 4. Let's hope for a similar result with a clean sheet and maybe some DEFCON points as well. We've got Munoz. We've already spoken about Palace v West Ham. West Ham are in poor form. Palace are in great form, having not lost in 14 or 15 games. Hopefully Munoz can keep a clean sheet and get an attack in return as well, and we can get a double-digit haul for the 2nd week running. Then finally Van de Ven. He is away to Brighton, but Van de Ven and Spurs have played City away, have got a clean sheet. They played West Ham away and got a clean sheet. So there's every chance that we could get a clean sheet there as well. Next, we got the midfield four, and Anderson, I would say, has got the easiest fixture of the four. Burnley away. On paper, it's an easy fixture. Burnley have been playing well, but I think Forest will have too much for them. They got too much attacking power. They've got Ndoye, Hudson-Odoi, Wood. There's some doubt whether he gets replaced by Douglas Luiz, but Anderson he's in form. He's got picked for England, played both games. I just can't see Nottingham Forest dropping him for Douglas Luiz. I think he's their talisman. I think he's going to be the mainstay of that midfield for some while before a top team comes and buys him. Then we got Fernandes. He's at home to Chelsea. United seem to play better at home against the top teams. So whilst the United aren't in form, I'm expecting them to raise their game against Chelsea. Fernandes is on penalties, so it's very similar to Salah. He plays the 90 minutes, so you never know. There could always be a chance when he can get an attacking return from just a penalty. As it's Chelsea, they are a top team, so they will share a lot of the possession. So DEFCON points are a real thing this week for Fernandes. Then we got Salah. We've already spoken about the form Liverpool have against Everton. He's going to be my captain. He's going to play 90 minutes, I expect. So there's every chance that he can get a return. And finally, I've gone for Reinders as my fourth midfielder. It won't be Reinders if I bring in Pino for Sarr. However, at the moment, I haven't done that, so I've put Reinders as my fourth midfielder. And finally, moving on to strikers. Watkins, I've said all I can about Watkins. He's in for one more game before I kick him out. He's away to Sunderland. It is a good fixture on paper. Let's see if he can get something before I move him on. Then Gyökeres. He's against City. We know the theme is that he can't perform against the top teams. Let's hope for my sake he can perform. And then João Pedro away to Man United. There's always a chance that Pedro can pick up something against United. They're poor defensively and he's picked up many returns already. And that rounds off my team. Yeah, playing 3-4-3. Remains to be seen whether I pay the bench boost. I'll probably put it on X, post it on YouTube if I do play the bench boost, so everybody's aware. But yeah, other than that, I'll catch you on the next video. Good luck. Yeah, drop a comment below, like the video, and I'll speak to you in the next one.